You know what? While we're here, let me tell you about myself. Hi, you guys. Good morning. It is Thursday, the 19th, February 19th. It's time to slice this bad boy open. Let's do it. Okay, so I went to TikTok with my dilemma because I did not know that there were two persimmons. TikTok let me know. They said that this persimmon is ready to eat. It's kind of firm like an apple when, it gets slightly squishy. Not even squishy. I don't even know if that's the right word. But then it's ready to eat. So this ready to eat sticker was not lying to me like I thought it was. So let's try it. Do. Today is the day I go get my cutting boards. So you can stop making fun of me on the other side of this camera. We can actually cut it on the plate. Here we go. Ooh. Let's cut the top off first. Oh, there we go. I don't know if I like the smell of that. Okay. Now let's cut it a little. There we go. Okay. She's cute. Little star in the center. That'll be my thumbnail. Hopefully that focused. Anyway, let's eat this bad boy, okay? So you guys, I just got off of the phone with my agents in New York. I am a professional dancer, professional actress in New York City. I've been on Broadway, off Broadway, performed regionally. You name it, I've probably done it. Danced on cruise ships, taught all across the country at different middle schools, high schools, colleges. I've tried to do it all. But I just met up with my agents because I've been on a little bit of a hiatus, about 6 months since my last contract. And I just mentally, physically, emotionally needed it. And I'm ready to hop back into the deep end. I'm like, send me some auditions, babe. Let's do it. Okay, let's try this. Yep. You guys, I'm a little scared. Kind of tastes like pumpkin. Pumpkin is what it's giving me. Cantaloupe. It's clearly good enough that I keep biting into it. Definitely a consistency of a melon. Tastes a little pumpkin-y, melony. Doesn't really have much of a smell. There's some black specks in here. I really don't have much else to report. Is it something I would get again? Probably not. Honestly. I want to try the other persimmon. Let's find out what it's called. It just popped up. So we're looking up the two different kinds of persimmon that TikTok told me about. The kind that I got is the kind that doesn't need to get super squishy, so you can squeeze it out and slurp it up. The kind that I got stays fairly firm like an apple, as you can tell. So we'll see. Here we go. All right. Oh, there's actually 3 kinds. 4, 5. There's a lot of persimmons, you guys. Google is giving me a lot. But there are 2 primary, commonly found. 2 primary. Hello? Words are hard sometimes. Judge your mother. 2 primary, commonly found types of persimmon fruit are fuyu and hachia. Am I pronouncing that right? Fuyu, hachia? Fuyu persimmons are short, squat, and tomato-shaped, offering a sweet taste that can be eaten firm or soft. In contrast, hachia persimmon are larger, acorn-shaped, and must be eaten when fully ripe and jelly-soft to avoid a bitter, astringent taste. So fuyu is what I had. Okay. Well, We tried another fruit together, you guys. I don't have much to yap about except, you know what? While we're here, let me tell you about myself. My name is Alicia Morgan, and I am a pro dancer based out of New York City, currently back at home visiting in Delaware. I went to Virginia Commonwealth University in Richmond, Virginia. After graduating, I moved to LA, and that's where I started my career. I was in multiple national commercials, a few music videos, and just was living my life out there to the best of my ability. I booked my first cruise ship contract while living in LA, and that contract, that first one, is what reintroduced me to my love for theater. It was a show called After Midnight, and it had just been on Broadway maybe 2 or 3 years prior to me joining on the ship. And a lot of my castmates in that show were all from New York. And I remember having to go on for a male track. I was in the ensemble and I covered the 3 tap tracks. There was a female feature track, and then there were 2 brothers that in the show were the epitome of the Nicholas brothers. So I covered all 3 of them, and it wasn't until I had to go on for one of the guys that everybody was like, Alicia, you can sing. Alicia, why are you in LA? Alicia, move to New York immediately. So I did move back to LA afterwards, and I ended up having a little bit of a hard time my second go round in LA. I was auditioning a lot more, but I was not booking at all. My first year, I was booking. Second year, it was like pulling teeth. And it was to the point where I was working my normal job, my survival job, so much. And I was like, this is not why I came to LA. So I packed up my bags and I drove across the country by myself. People still think I'm crazy to this day. I did drive across the country by myself. But what that trip taught me was that I have so many friends in so many pockets of the world, specifically in our country. So I had stopped in Arizona and visited family. I stopped in Texas and visited friends. I stopped in Virginia and visited friends. And it was really nice because I have to pay for anything except for gas or food. So when I had moved back, I came home to Delaware. And I got here by Christmas Day. I did one more cruise ship contract. This was the contract that was going to help me put some money in the bank and help me move to New York. Moved to New York that August, and I booked a national tour within 2 months. Not even 2 months. It honestly was within a month. So my first job in New York was the second national tour of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Then the pandemic happened mid-tour. Pandemic happened mid-tour. The world shut down. But for me, it was kind of like the reset that I needed. Insert this. During the pandemic, that's when I found Orange Theory. So when the world shut down, Orange Theory and I found a beautiful love affair, and it saved my life. So we finished the pandemic. I decided not to go back on tour. Did we really finish the pandemic? I don't think so. Anyway, I did decide not to go back on tour, and I decided to take a chance on myself by moving back to New York, getting my own apartment, and just trying my shot at auditioning and trying to get in the union. Because up until that point, I had been a non-union actor. I ended up working with someone who I had admired since I was a child, like for years. And her name was Deidre Goodwin. I ended up getting booked in her production of Smokey Joe's in New York, in Long Island, New York, as a swing. I was the swing for Dealey and Brenda. And Brenda just so happens to be a dear friend of mine in real life, the actual Brenda. So that was really cool too. I ended up going on for opening night as Dealey, and that just like completely changed my life and my relationship with Deidre. So put a pin in that. After that contract, I ended up doing a show called A Wonderful World in Miami, which I booked while I had COVID. And that, again, put a pin in that. was another show that changed my life. So when I finished A Wonderful World, there was actually a really like dry period for me, and I was struggling, and I was like, oh my God. There was a show on Broadway that I had auditioned for a million times. They kept calling me in, but I kept not getting the job, and I was like, I am done. Like, you guys are stressing me out, and I'm sad. Fast forward, I made my off-Broadway debut. I was an assistant director for Deidre in a production of Dreamgirls. I did a workshop of A Wonderful World that previous year because it was a show that was projected to go to Broadway. Spoiler, it did. And I made my Broadway debut in A Wonderful World in August, well, technically November 2024. But basically, I just wanted to let you guys know a little bit of who I am and what I do. And right now, like I said, I am in Delaware. I teach at a dance studio called Fierce Dance Academy. Shout out to the crew. I love them so much. One of my great friends from high school is the owner of that school. Her sister teaches there. And it's just really, 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 really cool to be able to educate the next generation of students with the dancers that I grew up dancing with. So that's a little bit about me. I'll give you a little bit of my college life later on because I also had a lot of opportunities in college. I was on the dance team in college, got to travel with them. We were a D1 basketball school, so that was really cool. And I taught all around up and down the East Coast while I was in college and stuff like that. So I have had a really, 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 really fun life, exciting life, especially when I like say it out loud and tell people about it. But, there's always a strive for more. But every once in a while, you got to sit back and just be thankful for all you've accomplished. Yeah. And that is the moral of the story. And that's about it. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in to Lysh Lately. And I'll see you next time. Wow.